Well, the other day I had an avid listener email me to, and at first I thought he was making fun of me, but he wasn't. He was actually doing the opposite. So he was letting me know that Def Leppard would be playing pretty soon. I know that was David Bowie, but it made me think of it because at first I didn't know who it was. He said that Def Leppard would be playing in Alabama in August, and he just was like, I know that they make fun of you about being so uneducated about, old rock and roll music, and so he's like, I just thought if you wanted to educate yourself, you could head on to that show in Alabama.
Let me tell you something. You go see them, you'll see one of the best shows you've ever seen, and you'll see something else you've never seen before. That's a one-armed drummer.
They have a one-armed drummer?
Def Leppard's drummer has only one arm. He lost it in an accident.
What, does he use like a prosthetic to drum?
No.
He just uses one arm?
He uses both his feet and his
Shut
arm.
up.
No, I'm serious.
How does that work?
He's talented. That's how it
That's
works.
insane. Does he have to use a foot like on top? Like, I'm going to have to use him when I get back to my office.
It really is amazing. We saw them in Nashville about a year and a half ago. Amazing show.
Wow.
One-armed drummer.
Wow. That is nuts. I didn't even know you could do that.
He does it and does it well.
Apparently. They keep playing shows. Well, how old are they now?
Now, let's not get to that.
No,
okay? It's still good. Okay?
All right. Before I introduce our guest for this segment, I want to talk about our Super Cat and Super Dog of the Week. We need some really cool intro music for that because I get excited and no one else does. Anyway, our Super Dog of the Week is Skip. He is with Webster in Madison. He's about a 1-year-old who they believe is a Jack Russell Rat Terrier mix, and he likes to take his time warming up to people, but once he does, he will be your best friend. But he does need to be the only dog in the house. He's a little jealous for the love. If you want to see a picture of Skip, you can check out my Twitter page, which is NewsMS Sarah. You can go check out a picture of him. Our Super Cat of the Week is Stella. She's a very cute white and gray, about 2-year-old cat that they found at Strawberry Patch Park, and then she was just hanging out, and they decided they needed to take her in. We don't need a bunch of stray cats on the street. So they got her fixed and are looking for her a forever home. Her picture also on my Twitter at NewsMS Sarah. It's a great time to adopt pets. I actually helped rehome a puppy that was going to be killed like 2 days ago. And I felt very good about myself. I was very upset that I had to rehome it because I really wanted to keep it. I'll show you the adorable pictures. It was a poodle chihuahua mix. And she was only about 5 or 6 weeks old. And it was just this tiny little thing that just curled up on my chest and fell asleep. And I was just like, life is over. This is it. This is all of them.
Chihuahua mix.
Right? She was very cute. I wonder how big she'll get, though.
Not very big.
I mean, like, she's tiny. She's a little bitty thing, which was funny because my boyfriend has a German Shepherd who is about 90 pounds. And the idiot dog comes in the house, and she's laying on my stomach, and Arjuna's running around, and he comes and smells me, and he doesn't see her for 5 minutes. And I'm like, gosh, you are not ever going to be a police dog. Like, high hopes dropped significantly. And he finally figured it out and then just was like, oh my gosh, is this a new toy? What do I get to do with it? Nothing. Don't touch it. Anyway, but she was rehomed. But if you are looking for a dog or a cat, Webster has some great animals that you can adopt. They're in Madison. They work with the Madison Police Department there and take in animals that are found within the city. Go look at Skip, go look at Stella, or any of the other animals that they have there at their shelter, and maybe you'll find a forever friend for you to take home. Will, you need a new pet?
No, good.
Yeah, Never. No one in this office likes animals like I do. Perez always is like, I'm okay. Nothing that requires responsibility. We have a very special guest with us this morning, Jason Wells, who is actually running for mayor of Jackson. Jason, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about why you want to run for mayor of Jackson. Loaded question.
Right. I have a lot of ideas. People ask me that question all the time. And you remember how the city of Jackson was about 20 years ago, where the streets was beautiful, the city had more jobs, and the crime rate was low. That's one of my biggest concerns right there is public safety. Our elderly and our youth don't feel safe to come outside of their house, and that's my biggest concern. Right now, with us being in a lower tax bracket, jobs are leaving because we want to raise taxes.
Pull that mic down just a little bit.
Just
want to make sure I can hear you good. All right, that's better. Thank you.
Jobs are leaving, and citizens are leaving Jackson, Mississippi, too, and we're supposed to be the state capital. I compare us to Detroit, because soon we're going to be like a ghost town if we don't bring revenue back into our city.
Yeah. How do you plan to address some of these issues if you are elected? Do you have an idea of how you'd go about kind of tackling some of those safety issues, some of those jobs leaving Jackson issues?
Okay, of course. First, with the public safety issues, we got to treat our police officers better than we treat them now. Right now, they are very underfunded. Their equipment is very outdated. That's some of the biggest concerns of mine, and funding them with more money to get them to do better jobs out here.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that there are people all over the country that would agree with what you're saying about police officers having better protection, better equipment, especially after what's happened in Dallas and Baton Rouge and even Kansas City earlier this week with the police shootings. I've lived in Jackson for a little while now, and I'm from the metro area, but I've lived specifically in Jackson. The biggest issues that I've seen are obviously our roads, our road infrastructure that has been a problem, and then our water. I'm sure that you remember all of the lead issues that were talked about so recently that somehow just kind of disappeared. We just kind of stopped talking about it. Coming in with a Republican kind of mindset, who do you think that is going to help you do this if you were able to win? Mayor Yarborough is there now and his team is in place. I mean, kind of how do you want to build the community's trust in order to win this candidacy?
Not talking bad about the previous mayor right now, but a lot of his concerns and issues are just unethical. Coming in as a Republican, I believe that I can sit down more comfortably with Phil Bryant, Tate Reeves, and get more things done here in the city of Jackson.
Well, we do have a supermajority in the state right now with the Republican Party in the House and the Senate. So you're right. I mean, a Republican mayor in Jackson, I feel like, would have not a lot of leeway, but there would be a lot of common ground with some of the larger state legislators right now.
Correct.
Now, I see that you are a pretty big Trump supporter.
I love Trump.
You are, so I'm sure you were pretty. Will's like, yeah.
People either love him
it's a love or hate. So I'm sure you were pretty excited about the Republican National Convention and their decision to nominate Donald Trump as the presidential candidate for this next election.
Correct. That's your 45th president.
Donald Trump. Hey, he's confident. He's all about it. What kind of not ethics or business model, but what kind of stances has Trump taken that you think are applicable in Jackson? I mean, how do you think that kind of mindset could work here? I know you've made comments of running it more like a business than it has been before. How do you think that can translate to here in Jackson, Mississippi?
When you run a city or a state or even the United States as a business, it's more like, do you like to go fishing?
I'm not a huge fisher, but everybody else I know fishes. So we'll just go with them. Everybody else I know fishes. So yeah.
It's like fishing. You got to bait and make the business feel safe to come in and invest into your city.
Well, I think that's a very good point. You mentioned earlier Jackson used to have beautiful roads and businesses, and now you go downtown and you've got one business and then 4 vacant buildings, and then another business, 4 vacant buildings, and then you get to the King Edward. I mean, and that is sad to me because I think Jackson's a beautiful place, and I think we have a lot of potential, but a lot of it comes from those safety concerns. People don't feel safe bringing their businesses here, and that all, I guess, rounds about into having our police having better equipment to police the areas and provide a safer environment.
Correct, but see, when it comes back to safety, our police officers got to keep in mind that they are out here to protect everybody. Mm-hmm. And they are out here to protect the business as well. Mm-hmm. When they go in, I want them to be friendly. I want them to sign in at different businesses. Sit there and introduce themselves. Even when they patrol different neighborhoods, I want them to get out their cars and go talk to people. Let the people know that they're there for them, not there up against them.
And do you think if that change in kind of rhetoric, that community is developed, that will bring more businesses to the city?
Yes, of course.
I do think there's a good point there. I think if there's a safety mentality, if there's a community mentality, then more people are going to end up coming. And once business flourishes, a city can flourish as well.
Correct.
So you plan on trying to implement some of those practices if elected as the mayor of Jackson?
Correct. just like Donald Trump gonna be your 45th president, I'm gonna be your next Mayor Jackson.
45th president. God, that's crazy that we're already talking. When is the election?
November.
I don't even know what's happening right now. I've been dealing with the state legislature. Well, James, thank you so much for Jason. Sorry, the last people were named James. Jason, thank you so much for being on the show today. And, how can people find out more about your platform and who you are as a person and how you're running for mayor? Is there a website or a Facebook page they can go to?
Well, they can go follow me on Facebook at Jason D. Wells for Mayor. They can also follow me on Twitter at J. Wells for Mayor. And if they want to make any type of contributions, they can go to www.gofundme/Jason Wells for Mayor.
Awesome. Jason, thank you so much again. I appreciate you being on the Metro. And hey, good luck in the candidacy and in your run. I'm sure we will be hearing more from you in the coming weeks. You're listening to the Metro on Super Talk Mississippi 97.3. Coming up next is the JT Show. I'm Sarah Ulmer. Joining me today was Will, filling in for Perez, which is always a pleasure. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss out what's coming up next on Super Talk Mississippi.